here with James Gilbert from Strange Occurrences. James and his team are going to be leading Full Code Ghost, which is happening in conjunction with Full Code Press. So James, tell us a little bit about what you do. Is it ghost hunting, paranormal investigation? How would you term it, and how would you describe what it is?
Ghost hunting is fine, paranormal investigation is better. We're not ghost busters, something we keep getting labelled with. What do? We are looking for evidence of the paranormal, and we're trying to capture that in the form of hard evidence, video, audio.
And by paranormal you mean what?
A range of things that lie outside the realm of current science. There's a kind of elephant in the room there. We're talking about what people perceive as ghosts. We may also be interested in things like poltergeist activity and a range of other things if they come up. We don't have much experience or expertise in things like UFOs or things like that, but we're interested in telepathy, a whole range of things, loosely termed PSI.
So how did you get started in this? This isn't your full-time job, it's...
No, there's no money in it. However, every time we do anything, we seem to get media attention. How do we get started? I've always been interested, and I think everybody else in the group has as well. Everybody's got this curiosity about things we simply do not understand, and they want to find out what's really going on out there. What is the nature of human personality?
So, but what was the trigger? Was there something that got you started searching more?
This time around, yeah, this room that we're sitting in kind of came up, and Mark Marriott, who's also in the group, and we sat around having a bit of a joke about it, and far too many cups of coffee, and we decided to start up a paranormal investigation group as a kind of almost like an art installation. We got Denise, my wife, and Karen Lee, who also helps out at the gallery here, involved. We've kind of roped them in, and you're in the group, and we used old family names, pseudonyms, and we put up a web page, and this thing existed. And then we started to get inquiries. I mean, people actually were sending in photos and asking us about stuff, and it had to kind of come out from behind the pseudonym, because really, you've got to be straight up with people. I couldn't really deal with people on things that were really quite personal and from behind this character. So we had to deal with it for real, as real people. And then we started to get a bit more intensive. So
have you found yourself being drawn more into it, more into the world of it, more into thinking about it? It's become more than what you started with?
Yes. The more we read and the more we experience, the more curious I'm getting. And I think that applies to all of us. It's a big thing that the paranormal has been studied seriously for almost 125 years now. There was the Society for Psychical Research set up in London in 1880 something. I'll get that one. And these were great minds, these were prominent people, and they kind of thought that they would work this out fairly quickly, but they didn't. They managed to gather a lot of evidence and a lot of testimony, and if even a small fraction of that testimony is factual, then there is definitely something going on. That's pretty well been established. But what is going on and how it works still remains a mystery after a century and a quarter of serious study by people who are a lot smarter than we are.
So what's in your team's attitude? Are you believers? Are you skeptics? Are you somewhere in between?
Yeah, somewhere in between. I'm actually a member of New Zealand Skeptics, and a year or so ago I addressed the Skeptics conference in Wellington, talked about photography of the paranormal, and we all come from a similar point of view of we don't just believe something is paranormal because we can't find an easy explanation. We look for a natural explanation. That is a skeptic's point of view. We're not belief driven. We try and find out what is actually going on. And if we can't find out what's actually going on, we still don't necessarily think something is paranormal. you know, maybe paranormal, but we haven't ever declared that anything actually is paranormal or any place is haunted. We just say, well, we don't really fully understand what's going on there yet. The Lockyer House is a case in point. We've been there 5 or 6 times now. There seems to be, every time we go there, things happen that we cannot really easily explain. And we're trying to figure that out. We're trying to figure out what's going on. I think the town hall will throw up similar mysteries. We may not crack it in one night, but it's a really good opportunity to get into the place and get a look.